Beneath the scorched sands of Egypt's Valley of the Kings lies a secret that refused to die. For over 3,000 years, it remained sealed, untouched by looters, unseen by priests, and unknown to history. But when archaeologist Howard Carter cracked open Tomb KV62 in 1922, the world was stunned. What lay inside wasn't just a collection of ancient artifacts. It was a message from a forgotten boy king whose name had been erased, his legacy nearly extinguished. This is the story of a tomb that changed our understanding of ancient Egypt forever.
But what made KV62 different? Why did this particular burial endure when so many others were lost to time and tomb robbers? And what have recent technologies uncovered? Secrets that even Carter could never have imagined. The answers are as mysterious as they are revelatory. It all began with a whisper, a hint in dusty records that one tomb had been missed. In the early 20th century, the Valley of the Kings was considered nearly exhausted. Dozens of tombs had been discovered, catalogued, and in many cases looted long before modern archaeology. But Carter was convinced there was one more, a minor pharaoh, a forgotten ruler. He kept digging year after year, until on November 4th, 1922, a water boy tripped on a stone step buried beneath rubble. That moment triggered the most extraordinary find in archaeological history. Tomb KV62 wasn't grand from the outside. No towering colonnades, no massive statues, just a sealed doorway deep under the ground. But inside, time had stood still. The antechamber was packed. Golden beds shaped like divine animals, gilded chariots, ceremonial weapons, and intricately painted boxes. But the real treasure was deeper still, the sealed burial chamber. Within it lay 3 nested coffins. The innermost was solid gold, and inside, resting in death much as he did in life, was Tutankhamun, a boy who had become king at just 9 years old, ruling during one of Egypt's most tumultuous periods. But who was Tutankhamun? And why was his tomb so modest compared to other pharaohs? That's where the mystery deepens. Tutankhamun ruled during the 18th dynasty, an era dominated by religious upheaval. His father, the heretic king Akhenaten, had attempted to dismantle Egypt's entire pantheon in favor of a single deity, the Aten. When Tutankhamun ascended the throne, he reversed these reforms, restoring the traditional gods and the capital city of Thebes. But he died young, around age 18, and it seems his tomb was a hurried affair, likely built for someone else and repurposed at the last minute. And that's precisely what may have saved it. Because it was small, tucked away, and quickly buried by debris from subsequent tombs, looters passed it over. While nearly every royal burial in the valley was ransacked in antiquity, KV62 escaped notice, hidden in plain sight. But the tomb wasn't completely intact. The antechamber had been broken into twice in ancient times, yet both attempts seemed rushed. The inner burial chamber remained sealed. The greatest prize, Tutankhamun himself, was undisturbed. Recent CT scans and DNA analysis have added haunting new details to the story. Tutankhamun suffered from a series of congenital disorders, likely due to royal inbreeding. His foot was deformed, and he walked with a cane. In fact, over 130 walking sticks were found in the tomb. He had malaria, a fractured femur, and signs of multiple infections. It's possible his death was the result of an accident combined with illness. Not a glorious battlefield end, but a slow, tragic decline. And yet, the treasures buried with him defy his modest legacy. A dagger forged from meteorite iron, a golden mask inlaid with lapis lazuli and obsidian, thrones carved with images of a young pharaoh embraced by his queen, Ankhesenamun. These artifacts whisper stories of devotion, power, and divine authority. In death, Tutankhamun became immortal, not as a mighty conqueror, but as a symbol of rediscovered wonder. But even a century after its discovery, KV62 continues to reveal new secrets. In 2015, radar scans suggested the possible existence of hidden chambers behind the tomb walls. Theories exploded. Could Queen Nefertiti, Akhenaten's queen and perhaps Tutankhamun's mother, lie just beyond a sealed partition? Could KV62 be only part of a larger, more elaborate royal complex? Subsequent scans produced conflicting results. Some found anomalies in the walls, others found none. The debate rages on. Egyptologists remain divided. The Egyptian Ministry of Antiquities has continued to investigate, but no definitive chamber has yet been revealed. And still, the tomb keeps its silence. Yet the very idea that more may lie behind those walls is tantalizing, because KV62 is a paradox. It is both a final resting place and a beginning. Its discovery sparked a renewed global fascination with Egyptology. It redefined how we understand ancient burial practices, dynastic politics, and the lengths the ancients went to preserve their dead for eternity. And Tutankhamun, once a footnote in history, became a global icon. But perhaps the greatest secret KV62 holds is not physical at all. It is the reminder that history can still surprise us, that even after millennia, the earth can whisper long-forgotten names, that glory, immortality, and memory often outlast empires, and that the desert still guards its mysteries, waiting for the curious, the patient, and the bold to uncover them. In the stillness of the Valley of the Kings, beneath layers of time and silence, KV62 remains. A tomb, a time capsule, a testament. What else lies beneath our feet, waiting to rewrite history? KV62 stunned the world with its secrets sealed in darkness for over 3,000 years. But that was just one tomb. Deep beneath Egypt's sands, a recently uncovered tunnel has led Egyptologists to something even more bewildering: a hidden network of tombs and a discovery no one saw coming. What they found defies every expectation.
There's something called the Osiris Shaft, which is located directly under the causeway between the Sphinx and the second pyramid. It goes about 100 feet underground. It's carved out of the limestone bedrock. It's the creepiest place I've ever been in my life. It's disturbing. So it's 3 different shafts, and you go down, and here's where it gets, this is the crazy part. When you get to the 3rd level, which is completely dark and freaky, there was a side tunnel. Zahi Hawass himself, there was a documentary, went down there, and he's standing in front of this tunnel that went sideways, and he says, it's yet to be explored, and I don't know what's down there, but Joe, they've since sealed it up. It's like cinder blocks, they sealed it up.
What?
Yes! There are things that have gone underground in Egypt that, for whatever reason, Joe, is just off limits to the public.